report has recently been published looking at the Takaful sector. But what are the ingredients for success? I'm Yvette Essen for AM Best TV, and Salman Siddiqui, Associate Director of Analytics for AM Best, is here to help tell me what some of those ingredients are. Salman, can you tell me first of all about the report and the opportunities for growth? It says there are plenty of reasons why the market should be growing. What are those characteristics?
One of the biggest factors for growth for Takaful companies is the sheer number of Muslims across the world, estimated to be about 1.8 billion. And we look at the Middle East region, the proportion of Muslims in these populations is quite high. We look at countries like Egypt, which have 90% Muslim populations. In theory, there's a captive market available that should be amenable to buying Sharia-compliant insurance cover. Additionally, we can also look at the relative success of Islamic banking as a template for further success of the Takaful market.
So there are lots of reasons there why the market should be growing, why it should be successful, but why isn't it meeting some people's expectations in terms of growth?
You're absolutely right. Despite the massive potential out there, Takaful companies have struggled to establish a foothold or footprint in their respective insurance markets. And there are a number of factors for this. One of the biggest factors, in my opinion, is the relative youth of these companies. And please do bear in mind that most of these Takaful companies sprung up in the last, say, 10 to 15 years and are competing directly with conventional insurance companies that have been established for 40 or 50 years. So they do struggle in terms of getting the brand recognition out there. Another factor is the fact that they haven't been able to differentiate themselves adequately from conventional insurance companies. And as a result, consumers don't see a difference between them and other conventional insurance companies and make their decision purely based on pricing. Lastly, in my opinion, further support from Sharia scholars is essential for the growth and success of the Takaful market.
You mentioned the market is quite young and lots of new companies there, but it has engaged in merger and acquisition activity already. What are the trends we're seeing with regards to M&A, and what do we expect going forward?
I think we see two key trends as far as Takaful M&A is concerned. The first one is that we see conventional insurance companies or groups acquiring Takaful companies as an additional distribution platform or a distribution network. An example of this is Gulf Insurance Bahrain acquiring Takaful International in Bahrain as a new distribution platform for them. The other trend that we see is Takaful companies who are struggling for size and scale acquiring other companies to increase their business profile. We saw this with Solidarity Group's acquisitions in Bahrain and Jordan. We also saw this with Takaful Emirates' acquisition/merger with Al Hilal Takaful. If I were to look at both of those trends, I would expect to see more of the latter trend. Like I said, Takaful companies do struggle for business profile, they do struggle for size and scale, and the easiest way to grow this is via M&A activities. So I do expect more consolidation in this space going forward.
Finally, can we talk about credit ratings? What are the characteristics leading to higher and lower credit ratings?
Companies that tend to exhibit a good balance of earnings between the shareholders fund and the policyholder funds, and also have well-established business profiles, well-established distribution networks, they tend to end up with better ratings. Conversely, those companies that rely excessively on wakala fees, leading to deficits year on year, leading to a buildup of the Qard Hassan and reliance on the Qard Hassan, they tend to have weaker business profiles, weaker underwriting performance, poor risk selection, and as a result, they tend to have poor or weaker credit ratings.
A copy of AM Best report on the Takaful market can be found on AM Best website, ambest.com. For AM Best TV, I'm Yvette Essen.